Welcome to Jank Play TCG. My name's Landon, and here we play Jank. And so today I'm going to be showing off Dondozo. That is the first deck that I'm going to be playing in the Scarlet and Violet format. It was a deck that I'm very excited about. I really want to build this for my wife. She loves water Pokemon, and so Dondozo eating Tatsugiri, I think, just makes sense. So I put out a poll on the community page, whatever, on YouTube here about which do you think would be better as a deck in general. It was between Magikarp from Pokemon Go, which had that awesome attack where it did more damage for each Magikarp, and Gyarados in the discard pile. Then you could use Ditto to copy the attack from Magikarp, so you could have 8 Magikarp and Ditto, or 8 Magikarp and Gyarados in the discard and be attacking for the full amount. But most of you agreed with me that Dondozo is actually going to make the stronger deck here in the current format. Mostly, I think that's due to the fact that Tatsugiri is only 4 cards that you have to discard, while Magikarp and Gyarados were 8 cards you had to discard. So there's a lot more effort to try to build up the attack. And also, Dondozo does 50 for each Tatsugiri in the discard. That's so much better than the 30 that Magikarp does for each Magikarp and Gyarados. Each Tatsugiri is worth a little bit more. It's easier to get, it's faster to get higher damage done with Dondozo. So here we are with Dondozo, a basic water type with 160 HP. For 2 colorless energy release rage, holy cow, 50 times each Tatsugiri in your discard. And then we have heavy splash that we will never use. Just kind of pointless. Tatsugiri here is a 70 HP Pokemon, and the first attack is actually kind of useful because for a single water energy you can search your deck for up to 2 basic water energy cards and attach them to one of your basic Pokemon, being Dondozo most likely, hopefully, and that will get Dondozo powered up while Tatsugiri is in the active, ready to be KO'd, go into the discard. Or what I have as a backup plan here is Thorton. Thorton to put the Tatsugiri into the discard and swapping out for Dondozo that is in the discard into the field there. So just using as many tools as I can to get Tatsugiri into the discard and get Dondozo attacking. Now, Dondozo does max out at 200 damage, so we might need to increase that a bit. So we are going to be playing 3 copies of Articuno from Pokemon Go, which make your basic water-type Pokemon deal 10 more damage. Pretty useful ability there. Articuno we don't want attacking. It's got 2 retreat, which is pretty bad, but we are playing, where is it? Switch Cart to help us with that. Also, Thorton can help us with that. If we get a Articuno stuck in the active, we could always Thorton it into a Dondozo and attach a double turbo energy, which we are playing, and attack right then. It would be at the cost of 10 more damage, but it would be the benefit of getting Articuno out of the active and attacker into the active. I'm also playing Pyukumuku. With the pitch of Pyukumuku ability to just, put the card at the bottom of your deck and draw 1 card, it's not that powerful of draw, don't get me wrong, but we are playing Level Ball. Level Ball will let us search out our Tatsugiri, because it has less than 90 HP, and our Pyukumuku. So even if we have all of our Tatsugiri discarded, Level Ball can still be used to search out the Pyukumuku to at least draw 1 card. Because sometimes that's all you need, is that 1 card. And then I'm also playing Empoleon here with the emergency surfacing ability. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your discard pile and you have no cards in hand, you may put this Pokemon onto your bench. If you do, draw 3 cards. Not an ability that we're hoping to use, but it's good to be there just in case. No cards in hand is not a great situation to be in. So if we get Empoleon into the discard, it can just sit there and be drawn later. And then it also has a 1 energy attack water arrow. It does 60 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, and that could be used for like chasing down a KO that got away from us. So I'm really liking Empoleon being in the deck. For energy, we are playing 4 double turbo energy, trying to max out on that because it's just 1 energy attachment and Dondozo is ready to go. We are playing 6 basic water energy, just in case Tatsugiri gets stuck in the active. We can use that attack to power up a Dondozo, or use it to retreat possibly, or something along those lines. We can also, let's see, Raihan the basic water energy onto a Dondozo or an Articuno as well to help power them up as, too. So there's several uses for the water energy. So I've already mentioned practically half of the trainer list, but let's go ahead and go through the whole list, right? 2 Thorton, because we need 6 attackers. We have 4 Dondozo, so if we Thorton twice, that'll put us up to 6 Dondozo. And I think that makes a lot of sense. I like Thorton because it's able to get Tatsugiri out of the active as well into the discard pile, but also we have that option with Articuno. I thought about going with Clara, and that's not a bad play necessarily, but I felt like it was more clogging up the hand than it was actually being useful, and Thorton has really come in handy as well. Clara also recovering basic water energy makes it harder for Raihan to trigger, and it just seemed to not do quite as well as I was hoping. So I went with Thorton, and I've had a lot of fun with that switching effect of switching a discard Pokemon for a Pokemon on the field, active or benched, whatever. Can also help us get Articuno if we need to fix our numbers a little bit, So I really like that. We're playing 4 Level Ball because we got to find our Tatsugiri so we can discard them with other cards. We've got 2 copies of Raihan to help us accelerate energy. We are playing 4 Double Turbo, so I don't think we have to accelerate that much energy. But hopefully, honestly, let's hope we don't have to use Raihan. Pretty simple there. We got 4 copies of Nest Ball since we're playing nothing but basics and that one Empoleon. Nest Ball is able to get most of our Pokemon. We got 4 copies of Ultra Ball, help us discard the Tatsugiri, but also just search out Pokemon as well. We've got 3 copies of Path to the Peak. I had no idea what stadium to go with, so I went with Path to the Peak. 3 copies of Serena. It's got that discard effect, but also the gusting effect on Pokemon V. If you're a fan of the channel, you know I'm a fan of Serena. 4 copies of Trekking Shoes, because it lets us discard and go through our deck faster, and it's overall a fantastic card. We've got 1 copy of Heavy Ball, because sometimes Pokemon do get stuck in the prizes, and Heavy Ball will let us grab one out of the prizes into our hand. Mostly Tatsugiri fishing. If a Tatsugiri gets stuck in the prizes, we can fish that out with a Heavy Ball and discard it so we can attack stronger. We got 4 copies of Professor's Research because we gotta discard a lot and draw through our deck fast. We've got 3 copies of Zinnia's Resolve because I think it's a fun discard card. You discard 2 cards from your hand, then you draw one for each card your opponent, for each Pokemon your opponent has in play, and that can be quite a few Pokemon, especially in the world of Lost Box. And then we've got 3 Switch Carts to help us switch out of those Articunos that I was talking about, because that is annoying. Also, it can heal Dondozos. If they're not getting one-hit KOs on Dondozo, a Switch Cart can heal it as it comes out of the active, just that tiny bit, and that might help. So that is the deck. I haven't even named it. Holy cow. It's just going to be Dondozo Jank. I mean, pretty self-explanatory, I think. But really excited, so let's get into test deck here and show off how the deck works. I went with the beach theme for the deck box, sleeves, and coin, because I thought it kind of fit with the fishes. Or is it Dondozo a whale? I have no idea. I know, like, depending on the way its fin is, right? So here, let's take a look. No idea. Oh man, I'm just completely lost on that. Alright, so we do have an Empoleon, we have a Level Ball. Level Ball can search out Tatsugiri. We got Trekking Shoes. Hopefully Trekking Shoes can get us something decent. Gape Jaw Bog comes down. Not really gonna help us in that situation. Dealing damage to our Pokemon is not going to be a great thing. Dondozo, pretty beefy at 160. It really doesn't want to go lower than that. I'm going to play the... Ooh, wait. I got to see what I get with Trekking Shoes before I make any plans. I do want Articuno. I really do. Okay. We'll grab Articuno. Yep, deal the damage. Go ahead. We will Level Ball. Level Ball will grab us a Tatsugiri. And then I'm going to use the second Level Ball to Pyukumuku to draw just one card. We'll see how well that works for us. Pyukumuku, draw our one card here, being another Tatsugiri. So right now I am pretty much hoping for a Professor's Research, I think. Being able to discard Empoleon and 2 Tatsugiris in one card would be pretty good. But nope, our Tatsugiris and Empoleon go at the bottom of the deck, really hurting our chances of discarding them. We do get a Serena, but clearly we were not going to get that as a top deck. So, swings and roundabouts, you know? So, we are playing against Hisuian Zoroark V, really wanting damage done to their Pokemon so they can retaliate and do a lot more damage. Fake Out, kind of failing. That's nice. Nest Ball. Nest Ball not really helping us out here, but we can grab a Dondozo. And the reason why I'm grabbing Dondozo is we have a double turbo that we don't want to discard. We want to play it. So we will then Serena, ditching the 2 cards in hand so we can draw 5 new cards. I'm going to play down Path to the Peak there. Oh, that's interesting. Nest Ball gets around Gape Jaw Bog. That's good to know. Future reference, not really. Awesome. We did not prize a Pokemon. So, Heavy Ball is kind of useless anyways. We can Nest Ball for a Articuno. And we could Level Ball for Pyukumuku. So let's do that. We really need to get these Tatsugiris going here. And this is kind of the struggle of the deck. We need those Tatsugiris in the discard. Even with these Articunos, we can't do any extra damage because we're not doing any damage. So we need Tatsugiri in the discard. Even if we get 1, we can start doing 50 because the 2 Articuno that we currently have out will negate basically the negative 20 that we do due to double turbo. Alright, and again, Fake Out fails for them. We get another Serena. We are blowing through our Serenas, trying to find these Pokemon and discard options. Oh boy. Nest Ball. We will grab Dondozo. Alright, and then we've got Trekking Shoes. Trekking Shoes. No, we do not want Tatsugiri in our hand, so we can discard that. We draw another one. We have a Zinnia's Resolve in hand, so next turn we can discard the second Tatsugiri and start doing a good amount of damage. 50 to Perlions, not enough to get the KO, sadly, but it's enough to get started here. Boss's orders up the Articuno, so we've already used 1 switching cart, right? Trainers. We've used 1. So we've got 2 more. I think 1 was prized. So we've got 1 in the deck. Zinnia's Resolve currently will get us 4 cards. No, we don't need a basic Water Energy right now. Another Zinnia's Resolve. So I'll just go ahead and play the Path to the Peak. And then Zinnia Resolve. Those 2 cards. Draw 4. We get Dondozo. We do get Switch Cart. Beautiful. We also get a Tatsugiri. Which is a little annoying. I'm going to play Nest Ball here and put down yet another Articuno. So we've got all 3 Articuno out here. We've got 2 Tatsugiris in the discard. And yeah, we'll just do 110 damage. Get 1 card from the prizes. Trekking Shoes. Okay, okay. I'm surprised we haven't got to like Ultra Balls and stuff. Like, come on. double turbo on there. They're not going to be, well, I don't know. Move 2 damage from each of your Pokemon to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay, so they go after the benched Articuno for some reason. We get Zinnia's Resolve. That will only draw us 3, but I think it's worth it. I'm not even going to Trekking Shoes this time. Just try to draw. Okay. We got some basic water energy. I'm not sure if I want to play that yet, but we can do 160 getting the KO on Cresselia. It might be a decent idea to start like attaching to Articunos for retreats in the future, but meh. It takes 2 energy to retreat an Articuno. That's quite a bit, but we're not really going to be using it for anything else, so might as well. I can just start attaching 1 to each, and then eventually we'll get 1 energy, and that will be held on to for a retreat later. So we do need to get the final Tatsugiri into the discard in order to KO. Nope, we're not getting the KO anymore. So that is kind of the downside of Dondozo here, is not being able to grab that KO nearly that easily. You know, against V-Star, really going to struggle here. But 2 hitting V-Stars, not completely terrible. We can set one up to be KO'd and then wait. Liepard coming down, having that trade ability is really going to help, but boss's orders for an Articuno. So they bossed up the one with energy, and here is the fun part. I can attach an energy, and I can, let's Pyukumuku. What do we get? Tatsugiri. Beautiful. We will Ultra Ball away Tatsugiri and Dondozo. What? You're getting rid of Dondozo? That's crazy. I know, but just wait. Because we have Thorton. Thorton will swap the Dondozo for the active Articuno that we just put the 2nd energy on. And then release Rage for 220 damage. Oh. Sorry. I know cracking stuff isn't nice to people, but man, I got this neck thing, and cracking it always seems to help. Hopefully I can see a doctor before Medicaid's taken away, because that happens at the end of the month. Woo! Nothing like getting old, right? Alright, so back to the game, not my personal information here. Liepard gets a double turbo energy, so it can use Slash, but only for 40. Not going to be a lot of damage against a 160 HP Dondozo. What a beast, right? Just being able to take that much damage, you know? We've only got 10 cards left in deck, so I know we've got Empoleon in hand and a Professor's Research, but we don't want to get rid of that double turbo either. It's going to be nice to retreat if they boss up a Articuno this turn. So we take our second to last prize, and it's a Switch Cart. Of course, we don't even need to worry about retreating. We can just Switch Cart. So Zoroark V comes down. We can one-hit KO that beast. We can one-hit KO anything they have in the game, or in the field right now. Oh, they're going to play Ultra Ball, grab V-Star, but they just played the V, so they can't even evolve it and save it. This is the Dondozo deck. It's pretty quick. I wish it hit for a little bit more. Maybe a more reliant on basic water energy would be good in the long run. I've seen some people do that and mix in EXP share. I wanted something a little bit more straightforward, a little bit quicker, so I went this route. We'll see how it goes with the rest of the week, but right now I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So we will go ahead, take our last prize here, Release Rage for 220, KO and Cresselia, taking our final prize for the victory. There's our second Thorton. Would have been bad if we were trading prizes and Thorton was the last one. That means we wouldn't have had that 6th attacker. So that is one weakness in here. How often is that going to happen? Hopefully not very often. But that is the Dondozo deck. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Join the Discord if you want more personal one-on-one discussions. I'm also taking deck list suggestions because I got to start prepping for the Portland Regional. So I got to put a lot of time and effort into testing. But if you guys submit deck lists to me, and I like them if they feel janky enough, I'll feature them on the channel, and that will give me more time to test for Portland. So I would really appreciate that. I would love to see what you think is janky and what you think I would enjoy playing, and I would love to see what you enjoy playing. Anyway, so all that in the Discord. And until next time, keep playing Jank.